Dealer with the first alert.
That's right. And of course, I've been watching that Homa area for the last several hours. They've seen a few pockets of heavy rain move through, and that's what we have a lot happening on the South Shore. Now notice that some of this is starting to lighten up a little bit, but we'll get a bigger chance this afternoon. Here's where the center of Invest 93L is. Now this is probably a little farther to the west by just a little bit. This was the 7 a.m. update. We'll get another update here pretty soon, but this is going to push inland. It's going to generate more storms as we get peak daytime heating. Now this is not developed. We're still calling it an invest because it moved along the coastline here. This interaction with land kept this from really getting organized, but it is pushing right towards southeast Louisiana as just a weak system, but it's got a lot of tropical characteristics. It's got a lot of tropical moisture, a lot of deep layer moisture, and you can really see that with this camera. Take a look at our camera facing the city. This is a storm moving into the city. I want to show you here what that looks like on a radar. Diving down, this just popped up in the last few minutes. We actually had a storm that popped up here about 45 minutes ago, moved into the city, fizzled out, and in that same area we're getting another storm popping up, and there's not a lot of movement with this one. So the heaviest rain around Gretna, probably around the Timberlake area, a little bit of light rain over the French Quarter at this point, but still looking at the possibility of some isolated street flooding when you get setups like this, and we're probably going to see more storms generate into the afternoon. But all the rain that we've seen so far has been pretty manageable. We've had some flood advisories. You can see that push of some moderate to heavy rain trying to move out of the Thibodaux area. But this latest flood advisory that we had for parts of Terrebonne Parish, this has been dumping a lot of rain in this area. The rain and storms there look to be fizzling a bit, still having that low, slow nuisance rain, as I like to call it. Starting to see some breaks down towards the south as well. We have had some pockets of heavy rain. The North Shore, this hasn't been really a heavy rain setup for you, and it really might not be even into the afternoon. You could see some pockets of storms, but this has largely been a heavy rain threat for the South Shore overnight and into this morning. So you can see these little bullseyes, and near Point of Shin, we've seen 6 to 7 inches in the last 12 hours. So they're really holding a lot of water, a lot of really saturated ground here. So when you have more storms on the way, that runoff is easy. This is why we keep this flood watch. We're going to keep that going until Friday night, actually, and our rain and storms continue through then as well. So here's where that low is. It is going to push inland. We've got the showers and thunderstorms developing with that daytime heating. Notice that this is really widely scattered, very hit or miss here. And if you find yourself under one, you've got the possibility of those heavy downpours. Remember, we've got a lot of moisture to work with in the atmosphere, so some heavy rain. And for many of us, it'll feel kind of like a summertime rain shower, really heavy at times. And then as that low continues to push in, we're going to start getting some bands behind this into Friday. This keeps our flood threat going. This is why we're also calling Friday a first alert weather day, because we need to follow the possibility of flooding into that afternoon as well. So here's your rain potential, not just today, but into tomorrow. And don't get too hung up on where the little bullseyes are. Just know that every time this model runs, they do move around a bit. We just still have a lot to work with, still watching for that possibility of street flooding. This was always going to be one of those issues, seeing a lot of rain. So again, a first alert weather day for today with some decent impacts for a lot of us and into Friday. But for a lot of us still too, this is really manageable, which is good. This was not going to be a really strong system, just a really slow moving soaking system. And that is really what is coming into fruition here. We'll keep the rain and storms a little more heightened on Saturday as that system still lifts to the north. And then we go back to a more normal summertime pattern Sunday and into next week with daily chances for some storms. And of course, when you lower the storm chances, you increase the heat. That is back starting Sunday, guys.